Now, if you have not heard the latest on the Philadelphia basketball star, perhaps not. Speaking on a fledgling podcast, Joel Embiid commented on social media. This is on the podcast. He said, quote, he was asked about social media. He said, I pay attention to it. He said, because it makes me better. I like it when people tell me I can't win because it makes me push myself to be better, he said. He said, I'm probably the most hated guy in the league. I don't know what's there to hate about me. That's the motivation that I need, close quote. So that is what's known as the meat on the bone is what that is, right? That's the money quote for our purposes. So let us discuss the question. The 76ers, Joel Embiid. He says he's the most hated player in the NBA. He said it. Joel Embiid said he's the most hated player in the NBA. How much credence do you give this? So I've got the beekeeper, certified check, and decluttering. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to grunt is what we're going to do. So first of all, how much credence do I give this? How about zero credence? Joel Embiid, he's actually a likable guy. He's a goofball guy. I mean, I bust his chops from now and again, but it's pretty obvious. Every man, woman, and child who knows who the most hated player in the NBA is, and it's not even close. LeBron James. No one else is in the same zip code. No one. There is no one in the NBA. All the other players combined who annoy people like LeBron. He's the godfather of annoyance, right? He gets under people's skin. He's a firebrand. He knows it. Everything the guy does, right? People get annoyed. Now, a lot of people like LeBron, but there's a lot of people that hate him, right? And Joel Embiid's problem is, in terms of social media, he's addicted. He admits he's addicted. He likes it. I get it. I understand. But he thinks he's like the beekeeper on social media. He's got no self-control. And you keep going back, and I think of social media like a beehive, and you keep poking a beehive. Do not be surprised when you get chased down by the bees, right? Don't be surprised by that. And whether it is to be utopia or oblivion, it's going to be touch and go. When you talk about social media and all that, it's a touch and go race right down to the final moment, and it's really just a vast orchard, I can't even say it, of crap. It's just a bunch of crap is what it is. Now, secondly, to the boardroom we go. I wanted to mention this. We talked about it in a previous episode, and much like when I ran the gossip site, it has become reality here. The NBA announced a new 11-year television agreement. Included in that, ESPN is back again, and then NBC, the Peacock, is on board, and the Amazon Prime Video. All of those deals announced. They rejected TNT. They blocked, like Mutombo, they blocked TNT Sports. The agreement worth $77 billion total. However, it is not going to begin until 2025, 2026, which means TNT will be a lame duck broadcaster with one season left. Now, that decision is leading to a lawsuit. Turner, from what we understand, is going to file a lawsuit against the NBA to block that. So the question is, how does this Turner lawsuit against the NBA play out now that we know it's going to happen with these new developments? So all roads lead to Turner Sports getting a certified check. As I understand it, even though Turner matched the Amazon deal, the argument the NBA is going to make, from what I understand, is that Turner did not have the $5.4 billion up front. Amazon has so much money from all of us buying our crap on Amazon that they could cut a check right now today for $5.4 billion. Turner didn't do that. And that's going to be the NBA's argument. Say, well, it was a breach of contract. Even though they said they matched the deal, Turner could not come up with the money right now, and Amazon's going to give us the money, and that's why Turner lost out. And it will be up to a court to decide if they indeed had to pay that money up front or if they just merely had to say they would pay the money. Now, the most likely outcome is Turner is just going to get a shopping cart filled with cash to go away. Now, the bigger question is what happens to Charles Barkley. And while many people are doing the eulogy for inside the NBA, he says he's going to retire. I don't believe he's going to retire. Barkley, as we talked about in past shows, has a legendary gambling problem. And if you gamble a lot, you lose a lot. And if you lose a lot, you need a lot of money coming in. And so, therefore, you can't give up your semi-retirement job of barking on television. Now, a little birdie tells me that the plan is in place for Amazon to bird dog Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith. And they're going to get offered a ton of money to bring that show inside the NBA to Amazon. And I wouldn't be surprised if NBC tries to get involved in this as well when they begin the NBA package and they try to get Charles Barkley. But I know Amazon's in on it, and I would think NBC. So those guys, now Ernie Johnson's going to retire, but if Barkley, Shaq, and Kenny Smith want to keep going, there will be an offer. They will have, in fact, I would say they'd have multiple offers to continue that inside the NBA show. It just won't be at Turner Sports. Now, final thought. We go to the auctioning block. That is where surprising news here. If you're old, you know who this is. You probably got to be around the age of 40 or older to know the greatness of Clyde Drexler, the hammer dunks with the Trailblazers going down the Oregon Trail. This guy was a big star back in his day. And Clyde Drexler was part of the greatest basketball team ever assembled, the 1992 Dream Team. And in relation to that, he won a gold medal. They dominated the Olympics. Well, all these years later, we have learned that Clyde Drexler, a 1992 Dream Team Olympic gold medal winner, has decided he will auction off that gold medal. The bidding begins. If you want it, you need to have $250,000. Question. Why? Why is Clyde Drexler selling the Dream Team Olympic gold medal? So I have a couple of thoughts on this. The first one, we don't know the answer. Just going to spitball here. And we'll psychoanalyze why someone would sell a medal, which you'd think you'd just take to the grave with you. And when you die, you let your family fight about it. The first thought would be he's broke. I find that hard to believe. Clyde Drexler did not make the kind of money players make today. But remember, because of inflation, everything is relative. Clyde Drexler made $31 million when he retired, by the time he retired in 1998. So that means in today's money, it's almost $60 million, 59.7. $31 million in 98 is worth 59.7 in today's money based on inflation. But I don't think he's broke. The other option is, and this is more likely, is that he's just decluttering. Clyde the Glide is, like everyone else, getting older. He's 62. And at some point you decide you are surrounded by too much crap, right? Too much stuff, and you got to let some of it go. Everything is temporary. Clyde is likely doing some estate planning like the Celtics. Wink, wink, nod, nod. And if his family, nobody wants the gold medal, nobody wants it, and they would rather just have the money and invest that in some stock or portfolio of crypto, who knows? So you just unload the medal. Right? You take the past accomplishments, you have the memories, and unless you get dementia, you'll always have the memories and all that. Now, the third option is the reason he's getting rid of this is because of bad juju. If I remember, and I was much younger, I wasn't even radio when that Dream Team happened. I was dreaming of being on the radio at that time in 1992. But as I recall watching as a fan, I believe that Clyde Drexler and Michael Jordan did not like each other and that they were battling it out. So is it possible? Is it true that the main reason Clyde Drexler wants to get rid of that gold medal all these years later is because it's just got some bad karma to it? Could that be? Developing hot, ...